The uneven rhythm of war continued through the anxious hours of waiting for a truce that never happened. A deal to end the killing was expected to come into force by midnight. Instead, this. Hillary Clinton arrived in Israel to breathe life into an Egyptian-sponsored truce a week into the worst violence to hit Gaza and Israel in 4 years.
In the end, there is no substitute for security and for a just and lasting peace, and the current crisis certainly focuses us on the urgency of this broader goal. So in the days ahead, the United States will work with our partners here in Israel and across the region toward an outcome that bolsters security for the people of Israel.
A wider deal is what Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, wants from this process. Put simply, an end to rockets fired from Gaza into Israel.
Now, if there's a possibility of achieving a long-term solution to this problem through diplomatic means, we prefer that. But if not, I'm sure you understand that Israel will have to take whatever action is necessary to defend its people. This is something that I don't have to explain to Americans. I know that President Obama, you and the American people understand that perfectly well.
Hamas has been battered, but it remains defiant. Hamas is the government in Gaza. In any peace deal, it will be expected to rein in more radical groups. If it fails, Israel is unlikely to agree to further restraint. Assassinations, airstrikes, and a full-scale ground attack could come at once. Hamas has already imposed harsh rule on Gaza. 6 men accused of collaborating with Israel were dragged into a junction in Gaza City and executed, their names written into the dirt by their bodies. The Palestinians have suffered most, more than 110 killed, around 800 wounded. Medical sources say most of the casualties are civilian, many of them women and children. 4 Israelis have also been killed. Without the cover of the Iron Dome system, it would have been much worse for Israel. With new weapons supplied by Iran, Hamas has been able to spread fear into Israeli areas once safe from its rockets. The collapse of ceasefire talks could send destabilizing shockwaves through the region and shake Israel's peace treaties with its neighbors Jordan and Egypt. That prospect may keep Mrs. Clinton in the region for several days. Sam Kiley, Sky News, Gaza City.